I'm excited to be here today and talk to you all about Prysm and some of these Prysm certified products. I think it's important to understand that every day we're investing in the supplements that we're taking, trying to eat those healthy foods, being healthy, having our wellness routines, but are they really working? And I really think that most of us are guessing when it comes to our health and that we don't have real data to really measure. Is your body absorbing those nutrients from the foods that you're eating and the supplements that you're taking? But we're really fortunate here at New Skin that we have our Prysm Io device, and it really allows us to see, are you absorbing those nutrients from your supplements? And so Prysm Io really is positioned at the forefront of this trend in that it does allow you to understand, are you absorbing those nutrients? Are your supplements working? And so what this does, it allows people to really understand, are their supplements working so they can achieve their health goals that they want with greater confidence. In really 15 seconds, right? We like to say can change your life. Just one finger scan, Prysm IO can really tell us our skin carotenoid levels. And this really is a great indication of our overall antioxidant status, and that reflects our nutritional health. So there's a lot of things that can affect our Prysm score. This can be things like our BMI. This can be things like supplementation. This can be things in our lifestyle and even, of course, our nutrition and the foods you're eating. So this overall reflection, it really is a reflection of different lifestyle choices, like I just mentioned, whether it's BMI, supplementation, lifestyle, or nutrition. So when you get a low score, what this is meaning is that you have less carotenoid concentrations in your body compared to others, right? And when you get a higher score, that means you have a higher concentration compared to others. And carotenoids are these really powerful antioxidants that are found in fruits and vegetables and supplements that we can take. And they're antioxidants that can help protect our body from oxidative stress. So it's really important to make sure that you have adequate levels of these antioxidants, of these carotenoids in your body, so you can be as healthy as possible. And so, what is a Prysm certified product? So this is a product that we feel confident in as a product that will raise your skin carotenoid score or your Prysm score. And this is measured with the Prysm Io device. So if you use a product that's Prysm certified, then you can expect that over time, using it will increase your Prysm score. And so there's a number of products that are Prysm certified that are in your markets. And so we'll talk about Inner Focus Collagen Plus, Life Pack, Wispan, and G3 today. So Life Pack, this is a product that's really providing these antioxidants, these vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients. It really is providing that foundational nutrition for you, and it can really help support anti-aging benefits. And it's really unique in that it's protecting our bodies against oxidative stress because it's not only delivering antioxidants, which includes carotenoids, but it's also delivering things like vitamins and minerals. And a lot of minerals and vitamins are actually cofactors for some of our intrinsic antioxidant enzymes. And what I mean by that is our intrinsic antioxidants are those antioxidants that our body naturally produces. And again, some of these vitamins and minerals can upregulate those, right? But then they also include some of these, what we call extrinsic antioxidants, which are antioxidants that you have to get from the fruits and vegetables and the supplements that you take. You're taking them in. So they're extrinsic. So really, some of these nutrients in Life Pack can really serve as cofactors, like I mentioned, for many of these enzymes, in addition to also having carotenoids in this formula. And if we look at Life Pack, this really is an all-in-one, right? It's comprehensive and that it's providing 7 different formulas in one product. So you have, of course, the multivitamin minerals, so you're getting your essential vitamins and minerals, but you're also getting ingredients that support cardiovascular health, bone nutrition, blood sugar, immune support, providing that anti-aging and antioxidant support as well. So it's really a convenient place to get all of these nutrients in one place to support these different health areas. And if we look at the antioxidant network in this formulation, it's really powerful, right? You're getting a great combination of antioxidants to really support that entire antioxidant network in your body. So you're getting natural vitamin E, so your body's able to utilize it really well, a buffered vitamin C, so you don't get any GI upset. And then again, you have some of these minerals like selenium, copper, zinc, and manganese that serve as those cofactors for those intrinsic enzymes that are antioxidants. And then it also contains carotenoids, right? It contains a blend of carotenoids like lycopene, lutein, and beta carotene. These are the most common carotenoids that you can get in your diet from fruits and vegetables. And then it also has antioxidants like green tea, quercetin, which commonly comes from like onion, citrus bioflavonoids, and grapeseed polyphenols as well. Then it also has alpha lipoic acid, and alpha lipoic acid is one of these antioxidant enzymes in our body that actually decreases as we get older. And so Life Pack is able to give you that boost as you age. And so we have done a clinical study where we looked at scanner scores with Life Pack, and we saw that when you took it over the series of 12 weeks, you see a significant increase in the scanner score. And again, you can see that it's increasing even just at 4 weeks, but it continues to go up even at 12 weeks or 3 months. So that's Life Pack. Now we want to talk about another Prysm certified product, G3. And G3 really is unique in that it has a number of superfruits, about 4 superfruits, but one of those is GAC fruit. And GAC is really unique in that it contains what we call lipocarotenes. And this is basically a carotenoid, one of those powerful antioxidants that's actually in a lipid molecule. So basically what this does is it allows that carotenoid to be absorbed at a higher and better rate. So it can provide even more of those antioxidant benefits than it would if it wasn't with that lipid to help with the absorption. And the reason for this is carotenoids are fat-soluble nutrients, and so it does help to be combined with that lipid molecule to help it be absorbed. And so really the selection of the different superfruits was a really unique process where the scientists at Barbanex or Nu Skin, they really did search around the world and looked in the scientific literature to really understand which superfruits would be better in this formulation. They wanted really high antioxidant efficacy. They wanted just other nutrients as well, great scientific efficacy. They wanted it to be unique. They also wanted ingredients that were traditionally used, traditionally seen as being healthy in different cultures. And of course, the most important is to ensure that it was safe. And 4 fruits met this criteria. And one of them was Chinese lycium, another was cili fruit, and then you also had Siberian pineapple. And then truly the hero is the GAC fruit, which is providing again those lipocarotenes, the lipids, to help with the absorption of those carotenoids that are also found in GAC fruit. So this is a product that's just really great for people that maybe feel stressed, just supporting, wanting to support even their heart health, antioxidant health. And so again, GAC is rich in carotenoids, like I've already mentioned, and the carotenoids that it's rich in is lycopene and beta carotene. And that those compounds is what is giving that very deep red color to the GAC fruit that you can see in the picture on this slide. And again, they're in that lipocarotein form, so it helps them be even better absorbed than it would if they weren't. as well. And so who should use G3? I think it's important to point out that it really does help individuals that might not be getting enough fruits and vegetables in their diet. Also, individuals that may be exposed to oxidative stress in the environment or due to their lifestyle. And really, anybody that's interested in really boosting their antioxidant defense network. And so the study that I'm showing here was actually done in kids. This is 5 to 17-year-olds. And they actually took G3, either 30 to 120 mils over the course of 8 weeks. And you can see that the high dose, the solid line, it goes up significantly, as well as the lower dose as well. The higher definitely went up more, but both were significant compared to placebo, that line that just tracks along the bottom. So really great results with kids that you can see that you get a higher increase of the skin carotenoids when you consume G3 over the course of 8 weeks. So that was G3, and now we'll move on to ageLOC Lifespan. And so this is a product that really supports that healthy aging process. It helps support healthy aging defense mechanisms and really provides powerful protective anti-aging support. And it is rich in lycopene and lutein astaxanthin, which are these very potent carotenoid antioxidants. So if we look at Lifespan, we like to call this, our almost advanced anti-aging supplement ever. And what do we mean by that? So when we look at anti-aging, it's really not just about living for as long as you can. What we're really interested in is youth span, right? We're interested in extending those years that you can do the things that you love to do. And again, you want to be able to really maintain those things that you love to do for as long as possible, not just live forever, right? And so it's all about that youth span, that health span. Again, it's about really that length of life compared to quality of life. And we feel that quality of life is most important. And so if we look at ageLOC Lifespan, why it's so unique is that we developed it using gene expression insights into healthy aging. I'll share some of this data. It really is this unique blend of ingredients that are really hard to get in your diet on a daily basis. And again, it modulates gene expression to really support those healthy aging defense mechanisms. So what this slide is showing, I know it's a lot, but if you look at each row, that is either an animal in this preclinical study, and then each column is a different gene. And so typically with aging, you can see that there's this gene pattern that you can see with the different colors. If it's red, it's an upregulated gene. If it's lower expressed, then it's blue. And then you can see compared to a healthy aging model, this is a model that is known to have this healthy aging, have these health span properties that we've been talking about. And you can see that if the same age of animals were fed with a Lifespan blend, that their gene expression is very similar to those animals that had the healthy aging intervention. So you can see that gene expression can change with these Lifespan ingredients. And Lifespan really is a product that supports your entire body, things even like your brain, your eyes, your skin, your heart, immune function, even helping with physical performance. So it really is this great product for our entire body and different areas of health that we're concerned about. And we did do a clinical study where we looked at the impact of ageLOC Lifespan over the course of 12 weeks, and we compared it to control. And again, you start to see an increase even at 2 weeks. Again, it just keeps going up as you go through the study. And so you get a really nice scanner response with ageLOC Lifespan. So now we're going to change sections and we're actually going to talk about Inner Focus Collagen Plus. And this is a product that really is focused on this integration of beauty and wellness, right? We want to help you have a more youthful appearance. So we want to make sure that you have those ingredients in your diet that will help you be able to get the most from your topical applications and really to support the health of your skin. So you have less fine lines and wrinkles, supporting hydration and moisture, and even boosting collagen and elastin production in the skin. And Collagen Plus is this unique proprietary blend of ingredients that, aren't found in other collagen supplements. So of course we have the bioactive collagen peptides, right? This is the ingredient that's really helping to stimulate the skin cells to produce more collagen and elastin. And there's studies that show that, right? When individuals took this specific collagen peptide, that they actually saw an increase in the collagen and elastin proteins in the skin. We also included lutein. Lutein's a carotenoid, and we included it because it helps with radiance and it helps really protect the skin from oxidative stressors. So you're working so hard to have these collagen peptides to build the collagen in your skin, but then you also want the lutein to really help protect the skin from oxidative stressors. And this can be things like pollutants in the environment. Even the biggest one would be like the sun, UV radiation, right? That can cause oxidative stress on our skin. And lutein can really be that potent antioxidant that we know gets into the skin and has that protective effect. And then there's phytoceramides. This is an ingredient that can really help strengthen and protect the barrier to help retain moisture in the skin. And moisture is one of those things as people age that they really notice a difference in their skin not being as hydrated. And so this is a really great ingredient that can basically provide some of that, those waxy materials to help hold in the moisture in your skin. And so if we look at bioactive collagen peptides, the specific one that is used in this formulation has been shown to really stimulate that collagen synthesis, both in cell culture study, as you see here, but also in clinical studies as well. And so you can see it's much higher in stimulating collagen compared to other collagen peptides that are on the market, or even compared to different amino acids or dipeptides, combinations of different amino acids. And so again, like lutein, we included it in there really to be that skin protective, right? It's there to help filter visible light that we're exposed to from the environment or even screens, increasing hydration even by increasing hyaluronic acid, decreasing oxidative stress. And again, lutein is a carotenoid, so it has been shown to increase the carotenoid levels in the skin. And again, like I mentioned, it has the phytoceramides, which are really there to protect and keep your skin hydrated, right? Dry skin or aged skin actually has lower levels of ceramides in the stratum corneum, that outer layer of the skin. So this can help bring those levels to where you would want them or you would have had when you were at a younger age. And we also did a clinical study. This clinical study was 4 months long. And we saw really great benefits where we had a dermatologist actually grade the skin and saw improvements in things like radiance and overall appearance. But we also looked at the scanner response, and we saw that there was a significant increase in scanner response at 4 weeks or 1 month, and then an even greater benefit at 4 months. And so really great results and a great improvement in scanner score with Collagen Plus that includes the lutein ingredient. And so that's all of the products that I wanted to talk about, but I just wanted to talk about our philosophy and how we develop products using our 6S quality process. We ensure that we're selecting high quality ingredients. We make sure that we're sourcing ingredients that are reliable and sustainable. And we want to make sure that our products and our ingredients have specifications and that our ingredients are standardized, right? They're standardized to those active ingredients. So every time you get a bottle of our product, you can be assured that you're going to get the same benefits because it has the same amount of active ingredients. And again, we also want to ensure safety of our individual ingredients and then our blend of ingredients. And of course, substantiation is so important. And so I do want to share some of the substantiation that we are gathering for our Prysm Io device. And so the first study I wanted to share was a study that we actually presented at a nutrition conference last summer. And this was a study that we actually use both the S3 scanner along with a prototype of the Prysm. And we looked at the effects of a multivitamin on your nutrient status. And so this was a randomized double-blind placebo-controlled study in healthy adults. The age ranged actually from 20 years of age all the way up to 65. And in this study, we saw a significant improvement with both the S3 on the palm, which is where we typically measure, and it really did track very similar to what we saw on the finger with the Prysm Io. So again, you see an increase at 4 weeks, an even greater benefit at 8 weeks that just keeps increasing at 12 weeks. So what this showed is that basically both of the devices detected increasing skin carotenoid score. And there was an increase just at 4 weeks, but it further increased at 8 and 12 weeks. And again, like I mentioned, this was recently presented at a conference that was hosted by the American Society of Nutrition. And so the next study we want to share is like hot off the press, right? We have just got this data really a few weeks ago. We're still working through all this data and working with the researchers to get even more information, but we wanted to share some of this is the high level information that we're getting. And so really what this study was looking at was correlations between your skin carotenoid score and diet, lifestyle, and different skin attributes. And this was done at Jiatang University in China. And so we actually had 589 healthy adults and a wide range of ages, females, males, and different lifestyle factors that you're going to see. And we had these individuals actually scan with both Prysm Io device and also the biophotonic scanner S3. And then we also collected data on their diet, their lifestyle, different health factors, and then skin attributes as well. And then we basically looked at correlation analysis to see, is your Prysm score correlated with the different data that we collected that really is attributed to your lifestyle? And so first off, we just want to point out that we saw a really nice correlation of the level that we saw on the S3 device compared to the Prysm Io device. And so it shows a very strong positive correlation between the Prysm Io and the biophotonic scanner that was statistically significant. And basically, this is just showing that if an individual has a high score in the biophotonic scanner, they'll likely have a higher score on the Prysm Io device as well. And so this is the range that we saw on with the Prysm Io distribution of basically the skin carotenoid scores. And again, this aligns very well compared to what we see in our entire database of individuals that we've collected with the S3 over the years. So the study was definitely very representative of just a normal population where you see quite a few people in that lower end, that more of the red, the orange, and the yellow, and just a few people in the blue and the purple colors at the higher level of the Prysm score. And so if we look at some of those correlations, right, at different lifestyles, the first one we want to look at is dietary patterns. So we saw that the higher the Prysm score was, it correlated with individuals that had some of those healthier foods in their diet, right? They ate more whole grains, they ate more fruits and vegetables and fish and nuts, and even things like eggs as well. But there was a negative correlation, right, when you looked at some of these foods that we consider unhealthy, and that correlated with a lower Prysm score. And this included things like red meat, poultry, alcoholic drinks, fried foods, flour-based foods, sugary drinks, sweets, things that contain a lot of sugar without a lot of nutrients. And really interesting data here showing these correlations that you have a higher Prysm score if you tend to eat these healthier foods and a lower score if you eat some of these unhealthier scores. And some of these foods were seen to be impacted in certain populations, specifically for like certain ages or sex, gender. So the next correlation we want to look at is with sleep. And so if we look at the data here, you can see that basically these data was collected to see, do people stay up late? Do they stay up past midnight, basically? And individuals that said they almost never stayed up late on that left side of the graph, they tended to have a higher Prysm score compared to those individuals all the way on the other side that were saying that basically every day they were staying up past midnight. And so again, those who almost never stay up late had a higher score on average compared to those who stayed up late just a few times a week or never. And so it's just really interesting that this is demonstrating that there is a correlation between skin carotenoid scores and going to bed before midnight as a marker of sleep quality. The next area of correlation we want to look at is UV exposure, right? How much exposure do you get from the sun? And in this graph, we can see minimal exposure, light exposure, and moderate exposure. So minimal was less than 30 minutes a day, light exposure was 30 to 60 minutes, and moderate exposure was 1 to 3 hours per day being outside, doing an outdoor activity. And you can see that Prysm Io scores really were significantly negatively correlated with UV exposure. But basically, if you increase the UV exposure, that basically had lower scores with Prysm because it causes oxidative stress, right? And you don't have as many antioxidants in your skin because you're actually using them to help fight against the oxidative stress that you're exposed to. So the next area of lifestyle that we want to touch on is physical activity or exercise. And here you can see that at the left side, this is individuals that basically don't exercise ever. And then on the right side, it's how many times are you exercising, more of a higher intensity exercise. So basically what we saw is that Prysm Io scores really were significantly correlated with exercise habits. So basically that more exercise, higher intensity exercise was associated with higher scores compared to less exercise. And basically almost no exercise was defined as like less than 30, 60 minutes. Low intensity was 1 to 2 times per week with each session with 30 minutes. Moderate intensity was 3 to 4 times per week with 30-minute sessions. And then high intensity was basically 5 times a week, again, at 30 minutes. So again, the frequency of working out, if you have more frequency working out, you tend to have a higher Prysm score. And then another area is just looking at this correlation between Prysm score, BMI, and body fat. So the first graph that you see on the left is looking at your Prysm Io correlation along with BMI. And again, you can see a statistically significant negative correlation, right? If you basically have a higher BMI that's associated with a lower score. Same with if you have a higher body fat percentage, you tend to have a lower Prysm score. So just really great data showing this correlation with a lower score and a lower body fat percentage really is correlated with a higher score. So really interesting data that came from this study. Additionally, we also wanted to look at the Prysm score and skin attributes. And so in this, we actually saw that there was association with differences in skin attributes. So basically a Prysm Io score of 410 and higher were associated with lower self-assessment scores for, sorry, I said that wrong. If the score was less than 410, so lower on the Prysm, so you had a lower score, that was associated with lower self-assessment. So individuals rated their skin health and they said that they had lower scores for things like skin moodiness, skin hydration, pores, skin tone, and overall appearance. Whereas if you had a higher Prysm score, you tended to have smoother skin, better hydration, healthier pores, better skin tone. So really great results, just showing that with a higher score, 410 and higher, was basically associated with some of these positive skin attributes. So this study was really exciting to see these really strong correlations with these lifestyle factors and the Prysm Io device. So it really helps with a strong validation for Prysm Io to really assess skin carotenoid status and allow us to look at these different correlations, right, between the Prysm score and these different lifestyle habits. That includes things like dietary habits, how well do you sleep, your UV exposure, your exposure to the sun every day, how much physical activity do you have in your lifestyle, your BMI, your body weight, and your body fat percentage, and then even your skin attributes. So we're really excited about these results and excited to share them with you. And we have some really exciting data coming out, right? We have ongoing work partnering with these collaborations. Dr. Zoe Dralos here in the States, Dr. Ann Chang at Stanford University, and then we also have a clinical trial that's actually just wrapping up, I believe, next week at Yonsei University. We have these really great studies going on that will really bolster the science even further of Prysm Io and help with substantiation and validation. So it was really exciting to go through those different products and some of that new science that we're getting for Prysm. And I can't wait to be back and share even more new science soon. My favorite is probably ageLOC Y-Span. That's a product that I truly do enjoy using, and I think anybody can benefit from it because it's a product that just has these ingredients that are really hard to get right in your diet, especially like on a daily basis. When you think of fish oil, getting those omega-3s every day. I love to eat fish, but it's hard to eat it every day. And it also has included citrus bioflavonoids, which you don't actually find in the pulp of the orange of the citrus. It's in the rind, and we're not eating the rind very often because it's bitter. So I just love that it has those nutrients that are really healthy. We showed really great results in our gene expression research for youthfulness, but really hard to get in your diet. So I think that's just a really great supplement to your diet every day.